we're back from out of the shadows. We're stepping out.
Yep.
From under the shadow.
I'm coming out. Right? I want the world to know. I'm gonna let it show. So, what do you know? Yeah.
Did you ever see that Iranian horror film Under the Shadow?
No. No, I didn't. No. Was it good?
I liked it a lot, yeah.
Nice.
I watched it not knowing anything about it, and I found it pretty effective, actually, as a horror film. Yeah.
Scary?
Spooky for sure.
There's
spooky, smart. What more can you ask for?
Right. Yeah, of course. Spooky and dumb, I
True.
guess.
Yeah, spooky and dumb's fun, too.
When a spooky dumb movie hits, it really hits, you know?
Yeah, like the Paranormal Activity with the Amish people.
No, I mean,
Which one was that? Next of Kin. That was the last one made.
Yeah, because she was related to the Amish.
Yeah.
Who were ghosts.
Spooky.
I don't really remember.
Yeah.
That one had some stuff in it. You know, like remember there's like one or two slow motion moments that were like really violent.
Yeah, in a mockumentary found footage film.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, it had the overly produced found footage stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was fun. We should rewatch all of them.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, for the not for the because you know you celebrate milestones, right?
Yeah.
By going to the restaurant milestones.
Yes.
Not for the 100th episode.
No.
Not not even for the 50th, which is coming up.
Yes.
Which is crazy.
That's almost a year.
That's pretty crazy. Yeah. It's actually super stupid, isn't it? Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Feels like just yesterday we cracked open the legal movie download of Paranormal Activity 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't mean it'd be funny to go back and listen to that now.
Oh, I couldn't.
No?
I don't think so. I think I would cringe too hard.
I feel like it's probably pretty slow paced.
I would cringe myself into the ghost dimension.
Oh yeah, we were pretty hyped. I mean, that was arguably the first,
major
of our many. Yeah, well, the first thing we built up and the first thing that let us down.
Yeah, true. Yeah. That's probably accurate.
That's what life is, Alex. It's a roller coaster ride.
Looking forward to the next big ghost dimension in your life.
Yeah.
Only to have it be ultra mid.
Ultra mid.
Only for them not even to take you to the ghost dimension.
You don't even frickin' go to the frickin' ghost dimension.
Yeah.
Bro.
You just go to the past or something.
I don't remember. Oh yeah. Right. That's funny, man. Those movies, I mean, it feels like a long time ago. And it was, But of course, being whatever age we are, older than maybe sometimes we say we are as a joke. Mm-hmm. Time moves very quickly.
Yes.
And so, October of 2022, it feels like it was just yesterday.
Truly.
Even though we are coming up on a year, which will be crazy.
Yeah.
But no, we're not. We're going to save the rewatch, the redo of our very first franchise. We're going to save that not for the 100th episode, but for the 100th year anniversary of the franchisees. Yeah. So, I'm probably going to live, my doctor said could be late 40s. It could be it could be early 60s.
That.
Could be early 60s. But what he said is if you make it to early 60s, he gave me kind of the lowdown on what's like coming up, in the medical field. If I make it to the early 60s, my early 60s, there's a good chance that they will have that kind of like Futurama, like head in a vat, like,
cool.
Kind of thing, keep you alive kind of permanently.
Wow, we might live to see that.
Yeah. 65. It's like, if you make it to like senior age, it's really not that big of a deal.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah. And in that case, we've been joking, the podcast is a lifetime commitment.
It's not a joke.
It's not a joke.
Yeah.
But I hope you understand that lifetime could mean infinity.
Could
mean until the end of time itself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you prepared for that?
Yeah, I think it'd be funny to kind of, I don't know, be watching like the Cheaper by the Dozen movies when there's like, nuclear fallout outside the window and the water wars and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Gasoline.
Yeah, gasoline. Yeah, Canada's forests completely ravaged by fire.
Yeah.
It's gonna be good.
Yeah,
we'll be here.
Yes, talking about.
We're gonna be here. Cheaper by the Dozen too. We're gonna be here. We're gonna be talking about the Nutty Professor 2, the clumps.
Yeah.
Until the world takes a big clump and gets sucked into a black hole or whatever.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows.
Yep. Stepping out. Well, you were talking about how like it's boring to see so many like with all this reboots of IPs and crap. You see the origin story so many times.
Yeah.
And so inevitably that makes some of these like kind of shitty reboot franchises, the second one a little bit more interesting.
Yeah, they don't have to waste time with it. Yeah.
We don't have to deal with it. We don't have to be like, oh, here's the introduction and only April is allowed to interact with them. Like, we get to, yeah. So you were telling me, well, off mic a little bit. I did ask.
Yeah.
Because I had heard it was better than the first one.
pressured it out of me.
I held Alex down and I
Will helped.
Will helped. Yeah. Will held your arms back and I waterboarded you.
Yep.
Like you put up a good fight. More than Christopher Hitchens did when he attempted it. Do you ever see that video?
You know what? That does ring a bell.
Yeah, he didn't last very long.
Yeah.
You put up a good fight. It's hard.
Yeah.
I've been training myself.
That's what they're doing at the hospitality job. Is training you to withstand waterboarding.
Yeah, one of the computer modules was how to
enhanced interrogation techniques.
Interrogation techniques. Yeah. There's a lot of people are trying to run scams on hotels all the time.
Yeah.
And if you catch one of these motherfuckers, they talk about empowerment in you're empowered to make your own decisions and make certain calls yourself, about giving a complimentary this or that or whatever to a guest if it's your decision. And they empower you to waterboard people if you feel like there's a threat to the hotel. The country, not as much. It's not about that. It's about the hotel. Yeah, it's important.
You got to keep it running smoothly. I've watched The White Lotus. I know how crazy it can get in there.
Yeah, I should probably watch that now that I'm in the biz.
In the biz? Yeah, probably.
Yeah, probably. I like all those people. Like, I like Mike White.
Yeah, both seasons are good.
Yeah, I'll watch it. So yeah, what I had heard, what I had read on Letterboxd, this one is better. It's funnier. It's goofier. It's more of a live action cartoon than the kind of gritty first one.
Totally.
And that's true.
It is true.
It's true. Yeah. But it's still not good. I don't, I saw a couple of 3-star reviews on Letterboxd from people who I generally, think have decent taste. And I feel like those higher ratings, it's all relative, right? It's like, okay, well, wow, it is a lot better than the first one. So it must be, 3 out of 5.
Yeah.
When in fact, I think, if you compare it to like an actual fun movie, or an actually well-made movie, I don't think it really quite. It's better, but it's not really that much better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I think I'm with you. Let's get into it.
No.
But before we get into it, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you keep listening. Make sure you tell your friends to listen. Make sure you email the pod, thefranchiseespod@gmail.com.
Someone's got to be the first one to do it.
Yeah, not to, lift up the curtain, but no one's emailed us in a year.
Yeah. I mean, why would they?
For fun. Just to communicate.
Well, let's put an offer out there. If you are the first person to email us, the franchiseespod@gmail.com.
Correct.
Right. If you're the first one to email us at that address, we will read whatever you say in the email on the podcast. We will read anything.
Unfiltered?
Unfiltered.
Holy shit.
Raw and uncut. We will say
it.
In addition, that's a good enough prize, right?
That's crazy.
There doesn't have to be anything to sweeten the pot.
No.
In addition, I will send you an unsolicited picture of whatever body part you want to see. Whatever you want to see. You want to keep it tasteful? That's fine. I'll send you a selfie, right? If you want to I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to say it, but if you want it,
dealer's choice.
Dealer's choice.
Pick your poison.
Yeah. And listener, let me assure you, it is poisonous. It is toxic. What
Yeah.
In the front and the back.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Yeah.
It's not good down there. But if you want to see it, right in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why they call you Ben Agent Orange Turnbull.
Yeah. Agent Orange. Well, we are seeing Oppenheimer later tonight.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Kind of fitting.
And I am going to fart during the Trinity test sequence because I think it's going to be funny.
That would be very funny.
You see, what I like to do is I like to go see a big movie first, and then I like to go see it again in the theater and ruin it for everybody.
That would be funny if you were just sitting there just spoiling it very loudly like the whole time for 3 hours. Or just farting.
Yeah, just crop dusting the whole place. Yeah. Well, no, I don't want to. Well, I don't really want to spoil anything about that scene. I do think that scene is great.
Okay.
And it's but I think a lot of people. What's funny actually, like when I saw Barbie right before, right, as we've talked about, and some Barbie bros behind me.
Barbie bros.
Yeah, well, they were bros. They were at Barbie,
I love this whole meme about people guys going to see Barbie and the whole time looking at Ryan Gosling being like, that's so me.
Yeah.
And they're like wearing their like scorpion jackets from Drive. Like, that's a good bit.
It's pretty funny.
Well played, internet. Well played.
Well, yeah, the men are the best part of the Barbie movie. It's typical, right?
So it goes.
And that's the way she goes, yeah.
But Barbie bros.
Well, the Barbie bro, yeah, and it was a row of men who, had the kind of bro voice, hey, bro, that kind of thing,
Our voices.
Yeah, us. Yeah, we're bros.
Yep.
Yeah, this is toxic masculinity 101 right here. Threatening to show you naked pictures of me if you support our podcast.
Poisonous.
Yeah. Medusa-like effect. It'll turn you right to stone. Yeah. I have a list of lovers who have been turned to rock.
Petrified.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah.
I apologize. Yeah, and they were talking about they had seen Oppenheimer. And really, there's two kinds of people in the world. People who see Oppenheimer before they see Barbie and people who see Barbie before they see Oppenheimer, right?
Sure.
And I don't need to tell you which kind is my kind. Well, you know which kind is my kind.
Yeah.
Yeah. They had seen Oppenheimer and then they had seen Barbie, and then I imagine they were probably going out for a night in the town, maybe to the what's the place by the Scotiabank Theater? No, the ballroom.
The ballroom.
Yeah.
It's like a nightclub bowling alley for those unfamiliar.
Yeah, it's always bumping there.
Yeah.
Fun crowd.
It's unfortunate because that downtown core, I'd love it if there was a bowling alley.
That'd be great.
A proper bowling alley, you know, where the attraction is the bowling and the cheap chicken fingers.
Yes.
But and
you could get beer there too.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, a regular bowling alley.
Yeah.
But this is the trendy, like, haute bowling alley that's more of a club than it is. People can bowl. You can bowl. Yeah,
but it's not. Nobody goes there to bowl.
No,
necessarily. I don't know. Or people.
You go there to be seen.
to see and be seen.
And rub elbows with like Toronto's party elite. Whereas at a real bowling alley, you're watching people in bowling leagues practice, right? And they have those like wrist guards, and they're using the fans at the end of exactly.
Yeah, totally. Well, yeah. So these fucking ballroom bowlers over here.
Yeah.
They were they're pretty loud, and they're talking about Oppenheimer. And
during the movie, or is this
this before. And I had heard things about Oppenheimer, but I was trying not to hear specific details. I was just about to go see it right after Barbie, right?
Yeah.
But not a big deal, whatever. Then they start talking about specifics, and I kind of did a stealth, like I didn't have headphones. I didn't, and I was separated from the rest of my friends, right? Because it was a sold out screening. I got a last minute ticket thing, so I kind of just I kind of plugged my ears, but I could still hear them. They were talking about the explosion, and they were like talking about how it was underwhelming for them.
Oh.
Like it's just funny that it's like,
how did they know about it?
Well, no, they had seen the movie already.
This is Barbie, right? Sorry,
this is Barbie.
My bad.
Yeah, and it's funny. They were like, "Yeah, bro, I don't know," because the idea of like going to see that movie and it's like we're gonna see a big explosion, like that's what the movie's about, the centerpiece of the movie, and like it's a part of the movie, but that's not. You're gonna find out tonight. It's not about the big bomb going boom, right? Sorry. But yeah, they were like, bro, I wanted it to like fucking melt my skin off. I wanted to like die in an atomic explosion.
That would be sick if
it's just misguided.
40X Oppenheimer, they just ignite your seat.
Yeah, they singe you. Yeah. No, it's distasteful. It's distasteful.
Oh, wow.
The Barbie, like official Barbie account, like promotion account in Japan was sharing Barbenheimer memes, right? Okay. And a lot of Japanese audiences are people who saw the memes on Twitter were like, oh, this is actually pretty distasteful, like don't, and they apologized. And there was one fan who to illustrate the point made a meme of themselves, and it was like Barbie and the Barbie logo and Margot Robbie and then 9/11 behind.
Jesus.
And I saw someone say I get the spirit of that post, how does this make you feel? But it's you don't really understand American sense of humor. 9/11 is very funny these days. We were talking, Will was asking, is it funny? Can we forget? It's funny. It's funny now.
Yeah. We don't have to forget. We can remember how funny it is.
Yeah. Ha 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 ha.
That is a pretty absurd image, though, is Barbie in front of the Twin Towers.
I don't think Barbie had anything to do with it.
No. I'm 95% sure she didn't.
Yeah, and I have seen the movie, so I would say I'm probably 75% sure she didn't.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil anything. You should go see it.
Yeah.
But not tonight. Tonight we're seeing Oppenheimer. No. 70 millimeter film, 3 tabs deep.
From 10 p.m. to 1 a.m.
Yep. That's the same time I saw it last time. Wow. However, at the 70 millimeter screening, I don't think they play ads beforehand.
Oh, okay.
At the IMAX, they played ads.
Yeah.
Just in my experience, at the 70 millimeter showings at Varsity, sometimes they don't play ads, and so people budget their time and come in late, and so there's that whole thing.
Yeah.
But we should be there. We'll be there on time.
We'll be fine. Mm-hmm. Sure, I can't entice you into going to see The Haunted Mansion instead? With our boys, Owen Wilson.
Yes.
Lakeith Stanfield.
Yes. Who else? There's other people. I know those two are.
Yeah.
Wait, hang on. There's more. There's got to be more.
They didn't bring back Eddie Murphy, did they?
I don't think so. Did you see that apparently there's just tons of really awful product placement in that movie?
No.
People have been
the only thing I know about it is we saw a trailer before Indiana Jones.
We did.
And the whole time during that trailer, I was leaning into you being like, yo, we got to go see this. This looks so scary.
Yeah, I know. Okay, here you go. Tiffany Haddish, Danny DeVito, Rosario Dawson, Dan Levy, Jamie Lee Curtis, and Jared Leto.
Rosario Dawson of Clerks
Huge
3
cast.
fame.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Not of Clerks 2 fame, of Clerks 3 fame. Yeah.
And
I'm
Jared
dead,
Leto.
Dante. Join me in death. It's fun to be dead, Dante.
That would have been funnier if it had a more sinister angle and she kept trying to convince him to kill himself and maybe the rest of the cast.
Should we go see Haunted Mansion then? Yeah, I'm kind of in the mood for something spooky. Oppenheimer's pretty light, actually.
You always hated Randall, Dante. You'll be happier.
Join me in hell, Dante.
No, I want to see Oppenheimer.
No,
I do want to see
Oppenheimer. It's going to be good.
Yeah.
We're going to have a good time.
Yeah. I do want to see that Haunted Mansion though.
Well, maybe when you're back, it'll still be in theaters. Not likely. We'll see.
No, it'll be the great.
It'll be on Disney Plus.
Biggest box office smash of the year. They're going to be talking about Barbie, Oppenheimer, and Haunted Mansion reboot.
So there was some guy did a Letterboxd review, and it was all the instances of product placement he could remember.
But
cool. The main one, and I actually watched a clip of it too, is Lakeith Stanfield's character is talking about his wife who died, and he's telling the story, and then it seems like you don't see him say it. It cuts to the other characters. So it seems like an ADR line.
Oh, I love that.
Where he says. She died in a car crash or something, and it's because she went out to get some Baskin Robbins. It's just not ice cream. It's got to be you got to be specific, right?
I love product placement.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorites is our favorite corporation, Marvel, in the first Iron Man, when, you know, Tony Stark, Rob Downey Jr. Stark, finally escapes the nondescript Middle East country he's in. He's like, what's the first thing you want to do? And he's like, well, I'm going to get an American cheeseburger. Yeah. And then you see him at a press conference with a big bag of Burger King.
Yeah, but that's a part of his real life story. Oh. Is that there was right when he was addicted to drugs and something, there was some story that he was telling about like eating a Burger King and it was like disgusting or something. I don't know. Oh. No, there was something like that. There was some connection there. Okay. You know? Yeah. I don't remember. You know, I used to know that story, but I try to push out like celebrity facts whenever I don't need them. You know, I don't have them accessible. Yeah. Like I don't care about Robert Downey Jr. anymore. Yeah. But now I do because he's good.
He's an Oppenheimer.
Yeah, and he's good. Yeah, he's good. He's good at it. Yeah. Well, I think people are overrating it a little bit because it's like the first like actual acting he's done in like 10 years. 15, 20. Yeah. Where he's not just riffing on his like Tony Stark persona. Cool. But you know, he doesn't like blow it out of the water or whatever. But I do think he's quite good in it. You know? Cool. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I wonder if the 70 millimeter film will break down
and catch fire.
It won't catch fire. It won't catch fire. It might explode. Kaboom! Right when it goes off. Yeah. There's a moment of silence, like I'm trying not to spoil it, but there's a moment of silence when the bomb goes off, and that would be the perfect time to fart. Now, this sounds juvenile, but just think about it. It would be funny, right?
It would be really, really funny.
If you don't think that that's funny, then stop listening to the show.
I'm going to record you doing that on my phone, and then we're going to make a viral TikTok at the expense of everyone else in the theater's enjoyment of the movie.
All those nice people who came to see it on Cheap Tuesday. Yeah. Yeah. That's right. It's a Tuesday, doxing us.
Yeah. You know what you are. We're recording this the day after the Will episode. Yeah. Which I'm sure we don't know because we're in the past right now, but in the present, when you're listening to this, is without a doubt our most successful box office breaking episode we've recorded so far.
I think it's going to be really good.
It's going to do numbers.
I haven't edited it yet, but I feel like it will do numbers.
Yeah, yeah. As the kids say.
And when I say that, I mean double digits.
24 people.
Yeah. It's going to get 45 downloads. That's pretty accurate, isn't it? Yeah. That's okay, though. We're having fun. Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? The people who listen to it really like it.
Yeah. That's all that matters.
I mean, that's what they tell me anyway. It's hard to know. You know?
Yeah. And you are friends with a lot of snakes who will lie to your face.
Yeah. All my friends are snakes. Yeah. What's that 21 Pilots song? Oh, all my friends are something. It's the one in Suicide Squad, you know?
I don't know.
Someone once genuinely like played that for me and was like, have you ever heard this? And like, do you like it? And I think it was kind of like a date. And I was kind of like, oh yeah. I said, yes, it's good. I like it. Thank you for playing me this song. I liked it.
The things I've copped to on dates just to find commonality.
A little bit of intimacy. Yeah. A little bit of a connection.
Shameful.
Tell me, what's the worst one?
I actually don't think I've ever...
No. You can't backpedal out of this. You have to tell me now what's the worst thing you've ever done in your life. Let's get Oppenheimer about it.
I'm trying to think of, you know, the least integrity I've had and you know, something I've said was good when I didn't think it was good. Yeah. And I really...
It's a hard thing to just come. It's a hard thing to...
I'll think on it and I'll let you know. But I think I stick to my guns fairly often.
Yes, and I try to as well.
It was probably about movies or something, right? Like being like, oh yeah, that movie's okay.
Yeah, you know, I think there have definitely been times where, like, not in like 10 years, but when I was like younger and trying to front like I knew more about movies or whatever. I mean, I still do that sometimes, but not as much. I think, I hope, but I definitely would have told people, oh yeah, I've seen that when they brought a movie up that I hadn't seen. Right?
Yeah, it's interesting how people do that.
Yeah, I haven't done that in a really long time.
Yeah.
But I definitely remember, like, late teens, early 20s, trying to talk about movies and like, have you seen this? And you don't want to, it's a big gap or something. You don't want to you're like, yeah, it was great. As long as you don't have any further questions,
Yeah. I was thinking more like I've probably been on a date and the person's like, I really like Marvel. What about you? And I've been like, oh, it's the popcorn movies, not really for me. I think I've downplayed how much I dislike Marvel.
I similarly have definitely been in dating situations. Period. And I have I have been in dating situations.
I too have been in dating situations.
Hello, hello, ladies. No, I've been in dating situations all the time.
Yeah.
Where someone has said some incorrect fact about movies, and I have been like, I don't want to be if you know them well enough, whatever, like, then you could say, oh no, it's actually this.
You idiot.
You dumb piece of shit. How dare you make a mistake in front of me, Mr. Movie Brain, in my bulging brain.
Yeah.
No. Like, and the first kind of couple where you're like, you're still not 100% comfortable with, your souls haven't intertwined into one yet, and that
usually happens on like the fourth date.
Yeah, third or fourth date for me typically. Yeah, smooth operator. I'm gonna cut that out. We'll put in the actual song.
Okay.
Yeah, but this actor was saying someone was a different whatever actor, and then you just go gulp.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, not important.
No. What is important is the misadventures of 4 Mutant Ninja Turtles and their spunky human friends.
And the rat.
And the wet rat, who, again...
The whole movie, less wet.
Yeah, right?
Yeah,
I was
way
just going to say, less wet. They took notes.
I was thinking, like, am I just in, having the lens that everything in this movie is a slight improvement, and so therefore they look less wet, or are they actually less wet? I think they're actually less wet. I think they're
less wet.
Yeah. The character designs remain pretty consistent. They don't have the dumb armor. Yep. They have the actual practical, like Ninja Turtle, like utility belt, like cross, weapon holster stuff, right?
Yeah, they did take notes from the first one, and they took those notes to heart.
Yeah.
There's still giant, hulking, disgusting green beasts.
They are disgusting still. It's true.
And I couldn't necessarily tell you what or pinpoint exactly what's changed in their animation. And they still look the way they look, but they are more cartoony, I think. Mm-hmm. Or maybe the whole film itself just has a bit more of that cartoony air to it that I think was a very welcome from the oddly dour first film.
Yeah, I completely agree. Perhaps a part of that is, and I don't really know who this guy is, but Jonathan Liebesman, he's kicked to the curb. We have Dave Green.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, the name on the tip of every Hollywood executive's tongue these days. Dave Green.
Dave Green.
Get me Dave Green. Anytime you have soulless IP like reboot or some junk,
get Dave Green on the line.
Get me Dave. I want to see Dave Green in this office right now. It's not even a joke. We're just talking about
his career.
This
is the director.
He's a music video director. He made Earth to Echo. I don't know, not a movie. Not a movie people seem to like. But he is set to direct what could potentially be an actually fun movie. Coyote versus Acme.
Oh.
Which is like a Looney Tunes, like the Coyote. And it's about, after all, all the products, the Acme products, backfire on Wile E. Coyote.
So like a legal drama.
He hires a lawyer to sue the company. And apparently the lawyer is going to be played by Will Forte.
Oh, cool.
And that's probably the best possible
thing you could have said.
Yeah, right? Yeah. So I did not know this movie existed. And it looks like it's actually going to... Barbie took over its original release date. Okay, so did they actually make it?
Is it shelved?
It's Warner Brothers. You can't tell. You never be able to tell.
Yeah, true.
They could just delete the file.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Ah, God.
I would have watched that movie.
I would watch that movie. David Zaslav.
When you were saying, this sounds like it could be fun, and you started saying coyote, I thought you were going to say Koyaanisqatsi, and like he was doing a remake of that. That would be fun.
The CGI animated remake of Koyaanisqatsi, yeah.
We could do the Katsi trilogy.
We're going to do the Katsi trilogy. Of course we are. Next year.
Yeah.
No, no promises.
No.
But we're going to do, I think, once a year for the rest of our lives. We should do one fancy Criterion style box set, loose trilogy or direct trilogy or whatever. Yeah. Something that is not explicitly a franchise, in financial terms.
Just for our sanity's sake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, to learn something. Yeah. That Pasolini was so much fun.
It was.
Yeah.
It was. I still got to buy that Pasolini 101 collection that the Criterion put out.
Yeah.
There's a few movies in there I'd still love to see. Definitely. Actually, my coworker, Brian, was grilling me about the podcast one day.
Brian the dog from Family Guy.
Yeah.
Cool.
He's my coworker.
I did not know.
Brian the dog.
Why didn't you tell me that?
I should have known. You're such a Family Guy fan.
I love Family. Yeah, and does he ever say, "Who do I have to hump to get a dry martini around here?"
Also, it's crazy we didn't bring up Family Guy in conjunction to me going to Rhode Island because they're from Quahog, Rhode Island.
Did you see Peter Griffin there?
Yeah,
and Lois,
Peter.
That's great.
Giggity.
Yeah,
Quagmire.
The sex pest. Yeah.
Quagmire.
I hope you didn't see him.
No,
he's fallen on hard times.
But we did go to. I think it's so small you drive through it all the time when you're in Providence. But we went through Pawtucket.
Interesting.
Which is they drink Pawtucket ale or whatever in Family Guy.
Yeah. Wow. I
ate quahogs.
Was it good?
Yeah.
It's like a clam.
It's a clam.
Yeah.
It's a type of clam.
Yeah. That's good. Lois,
Peter. Gadzooks. What does Stewie say again?
Oh yeah,
blast.
He blast. That's what he says. Yeah. Oh man, when that first came out, that was really funny.
Yeah.
And then and then
it won't die.
It won't die.
It's kind of crazy that it was canceled and then they brought it back based on strong DVD sales.
Yeah, I know.
That was pretty cool.
I was part of that.
Yeah, me
I was
too.
part of that.
Yeah.
We all had the DVD.
We willed it back into existence. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. You can get those DVDs 3 for $10 at the BMV Cafe. You can get all of them. They're open Fridays and Saturdays. I saw you could get pretty much the entire series of Family Guy that has been released on DVD there for $3.33 repeating dollars each.
Yeah.
So it's pretty good. Yeah.
That's a great deal.
Yeah. So Dave Green, I don't know. He's just some guy. Maybe he makes better movies than Jonathan Liebesman. Haven't seen Earth to Echo, but perhaps that's accountable. I mean, I guess I don't really know how it works. I don't know if the director change really has much to do with it, or if they did just take notes and they thought, okay, like the main complaint was that the movie was not fun in any way. Yeah. And now we should try to make it at least 20% more fun.
Yeah.
Or more.
I think so.
Yeah.
Because even things like the Foot Clan, have kind of gone back to being ninjas. They use
less guns,
melee weapons.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it is funny to think, and it's, kind of feels good to think that they actually listened. They sat their asses down and they listened.
Yeah. For once.
Yeah.
For once, Hollywood sits down and opens its ear hole,
To the people.
One time.
To the people kind of hoisting it up.
Yeah.
Keeping it alive.
That was the first and only time that they listened.
Yeah.
Right? They're not listening right now.
No.
No,
they're not.
Speaking of the strike, have you been to Metro lately?
No.
No, don't.
It's on strike.
Yeah. Don't be a scab, Alex.
I don't think I could be if I wanted to.
No, I don't think so. I was like, oh, I need a energy drink. And
Nope. Get your ass to the shoppers.
go to the shoppers across the street and make the right choice.
Yeah.
I was on my bike, so I gave them the ding, 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 ding.
Nice,
It's not quite as powerful, but I tried.
Honking?
The honking is better.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got a couple of fun new characters in this movie.
Casey Jones.
Casey
he's not
Jones.
really a new character, but he's new for the franchise.
Well, yeah,
for this series.
And this is a great way to bring him up. So, Casey Jones, I was watching this movie and I was like, I don't know who this guy is, right? The actor. It's just some guy.
He's Green Arrow.
It's the Green Arrow. Yeah. He's his name is Stephen Amell, and he was born in our fair city of Toronto.
Oh, no way.
He is the prototypical Toronto man. Yeah. For which is usually not a good thing, I guess. Toronto men are not okay, as established by my boss, as Drew Barrymore tirade. But I was like, okay, I don't know anything about this guy. No, I do. I recognized him because, like yesterday, maybe the day before, he made the news for saying at like some convention or something that he was against striking as a means of negotiating. Oh. Like he stood by his union, but he thinks like striking is stupid and like we shouldn't have to do it.
Okay.
And yeah, wow. I mean, the ball's on that man because
guy.
he got totally like blasted. Like every, you gotta think like, and it's not easy being a celebrity, I'm sure in some ways, but come on, man. Like, what a stupid thing to say.
Yeah.
Like everybody picked that up, and now it's like the Green Arrow, like CW's The Green Arrow has the most famous actor. But because he, I don't think any other actors have said. I'm sure lots of actors do actually think that. Right? Plenty of them. I mean, come on, they're not necessarily good people.
No.
Or people who like have strong values, right?
Yeah.
But it's just funny. He's like the most famous actor to come out and be like, oh yeah, striking is stupid. It's actually like juvenile and naive and like it doesn't get anything done. It's like, okay. Good for you. Thanks. I'm glad we got your opinion on it, Stephen Green Arrow. Yeah. Fucking Casey Jones in the second of the two terrible Ninja Turtles movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for speaking up. You can sit down now.
Yeah. We appreciate your input.
Yeah. Really good job. So I was happy to make that realization that that's who that was. And he's like, I don't think he's good in this movie, really. But
he's no Elias Koteas.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't even have long hair.
He doesn't have long hair.
Kinda
he doesn't even
off-putting.
look like Robert De Niro. He was never in David Cronenberg's Crash.
That's the biggest strike against him.
Or
for
Adam
sure.
McGowan's Exotica.
He is Canadian though.
He is Canadian, yeah. That's pretty close.
Yeah, and he's a cop in this movie. Is that Casey Jones's like original? I don't think so. Right? Yeah.
Not in the comics anyway.
So he's and that's just another thing where they have to slightly tweak characters, and he has like more of a connection to Bebop and Rocksteady when they're introduced, right? Because he's like escorting them in the police barricade, and then they're getting escorted with Shredder, and then they get busted loose. So then he has more motivation to want to get them back behind bars, but he does so as a vigilante versus
Yeah, he's off the force. He's gone rogue.
Yeah. He gets unpaid leave for saying that, for basically seeing the turtles and being like, there were these four massive
Laura Linney classing up the whole joint. Yeah, it's like the chief of police or whoever. Yeah.
Yeah, give me your badge, Jones.
Yeah, pretty much, right? Yeah. Yeah, Bebop and Rocksteady are in this movie.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun. Excuse me. That's kind of how they are.
Yeah, that was a very Bebop thing to do.
Character actor Gary Anthony Williams is Bebop.
Yeah.
Yes.
Blew my mind.
Yes. Yeah.
He is Stevie's dad from Malcolm in the Middle.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
Yeah.
And do you remember the movie Undercover Brother?
Yeah, but I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it since I was a kid, but
9.
I thought it was. I mean, I don't know if it's actually very good or not.
Is he in it?
Yeah, he's one. Well, they're in a pretty small role because there's all the different types of undercover brothers, and he's like the nerd one, like the smart one, yeah, and all sorts of other movies, right? Yeah. He was a real that guy where he popped up, and I was like, oh, I've seen that guy a million times, but you had to kind of look him up.
It was his voice for me.
Yeah.
And honestly, kudos to him because
he's funny.
He is funny and very different from Stevie's dad in Malcolm in the Middle. You know, like Bebop and Rocksteady are punkers. You know?
Yeah.
They're
a little old. That's kind of a weird thing. Is that they're
old.
not teenagers. No. They're like in their like mid 30s or maybe older.
Yeah, but Bebop's got the purple.
Yeah, he looks
mohawk.
like the comic book character.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's another thing. The cartoony, right?
It's cartoony.
And even the guy who plays Rocksteady is the Irish wrestler Sheamus.
The mononymously named Sheamus.
Yeah.
Just Sheamus.
Like Prince.
Yeah.
Cher.
Cher. Yeah.
Zendaya.
The Pope. Just one name.
Yeah, Pope.
Even
before he transforms into Rocksteady, he looks cartoonish because like his biceps are so like he's just this big pale guy and his biceps like balloon upwards. I thought like, and he has the big mutton chops. I thought he looked amazing. You know what I mean? I was like,
the design of those two and their computer generated forms actually are pretty good. Yeah. They look like very accurate to the comics.
Yeah.
And we also have Krang as well.
Yeah.
Who's like also pretty decent design.
Totally.
Yeah. Brad Garrett.
Everybody loves Shredder.
Yeah.
Nobody loves Krang.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Thank you.
You were ready for that.
I used to love Everybody Loves Raymond.
Oh, right. I don't think I ever. I mean, maybe passively would have watched it when it was on, but I never really.
It's because it was on either before or after The Simpsons.
So, part of the block.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I just wound up by osmosis watching a ton of Everybody Loves Raymond.
Yeah, I mean, Peter Boyle's really funny.
Yeah.
And the actress who plays his mom is funny.
Yeah.
I don't remember her name.
Yeah.
Deborah! Ray Romano, genius.
But Brad, it's fun to hear Brad Garrett again because he is putting on a bit of like a voice too. He doesn't just sound like Brad Garrett.
No, it's a good Krang.
Yeah, he's voice acting.
Yeah, he's doing voice acting.
It's cool.
It was originally announced as Fred Armisen.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and I remember thinking like, well, because I didn't see these movies, I was like, I'm not going to bother seeing these. But I remember hearing that and thinking maybe I will watch this one.
And it's obviously a more cartoony, comic booky movie because Krang is in it, you know, and Krang looks and works like Krang.
Yes.
Like if they tried to do some sort of like gritty, realistic Krang, it would just be like, it would be like a brain in a jar, maybe talking through like a vocoder thing or something. I
guess. I don't know. No, he's like a brain alien. He looks like the comic book.
Yeah.
Yeah. His robot guy is not quite as goofy, but it's still pretty silly.
Does that guy have a name? The robot guy who's
know.
always like carrying Krang around?
I actually don't know that. Yeah. See, I'm not really deep on the lore. Yeah. You know? We also have Tyler Perry as Baxter Stockman.
Yes.
Stockman Rush.
Yes.
And he is,
he's always trying to get people to come on a submersible.
Yeah. He's giving, well, Tyler Perry typically gives rather large performances, right?
Yeah.
And he's kind of chewing the scenery in this one, and it actually is. It kind of fits into it. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. He's a goofy scientist who is collaborating with the bad guys, similar to with William Fichtner in the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did notice like a theme that I thought they actually elaborated on quite well, because in the movie, obviously, it's always the turtles have to learn to work together, right? There's always beef between Raph and Leonardo, and then the serum that they use to transform Bebop and Rocksteady into their animal forms could turn the turtles to humans.
Yes.
So they're like, there's a bit of a schism where Donnie and Leo tells Donnie to keep that secret from the other two, but Michelangelo overhears and he tells Raph, and they're like, well, what the heck, maybe we want to be human or something. But then they decide like, no, they're turtles and they got to work together and stuff like that, and teamwork, yada yada. But that whole aspect of them potentially turning into humans is kind of nice. But then on the villain side, you know, you have Stockman Rush kind of working for Shredder. And then Shredder, he's like, we're going to like be gods or something when Krang takes over. And Shredder kind of betrays him.
Yes.
And then Shredder is speaking with Krang, and then Krang kind of betrays Shredder.
Exactly.
And is like, no, I'm going to take the pole position. And it's like the bad guys never learn to work together. And that's kind of their undoing. And is it like, yes, is that theme kind of paper thin and easy to do? Sure. But at least they did it, you know?
Right.
And they have this parallel storyline between the turtles coming together and then the bad guys falling apart. Like,
You're right.
It's not completely void of thought, which I was actually kind of impressed by.
That is impressive. See, I hadn't put that together, you know, because I don't really, I wasn't really paying attention. I'd be honest with you, but no, I'm kidding. You're totally right, and that theme actually, we're not asking for much with a movie like this.
No,
like the things it had to. In order to be more successful than the last film, there had to be like a little bit more work on like the story and you know, a theme that'd be nice, whatever it is, even if it's something really basic, like, you know, the turtles learn to work together and the bad guys fail to do so.
Yeah,
and then it would also have to be a little bit more fun, and it is a lot more fun. Like there's very few jokes in the first movie.
Yes,
it's like. The first movie felt like they were embarrassed about the lineage of Ninja Turtles, like humor almost. Like they were like scared to make it fun. And this one they're going out of their way to make it funny. You know, even like the silly beginning when they're at the beginning they are in the shadows. They've made a deal with Will Arnett's character that he's going to take the credit for defeating Shredder, and they're going to stay kind of incognito. They're up in the jumbotron of like a.
Is it MSG? It might be.
It's the Knicks, right?
I don't know where they play.
Wait, I don't know.
Maybe it's Madison Square Garden.
I don't know anything about. MSG, Madison Square Garden. That's what that's. Yeah. No, that makes sense. I didn't know what you were talking about.
I was talking about the food additive that makes your taste buds go boom. Makes your taste buds go big.
Yeah, that was so scary back in the day, but it's actually totally fine.
No, I add it to everything.
Me too.
Yeah. I put that shit on everything.
We're spot. They are sponsored by Pizza Hut again in the first movie and this movie. There is Kevin Eastman has a cameo. He is the pizza man.
Yeah.
They swing by and they grab him. He's looking at his phone. It's like ordinary for him, right? And they even call him Kevin. They're like, "Thanks, Kevin." So he signed off on this film, obviously.
Peter Laird still in the shadows.
Still in the shadows, yeah. So yeah, they're watching a basketball game and talking about how it's unfair that they don't get the credit and that they don't get to be the toast of New York City and they don't get to walk in the street and blah blah blah. And anyway, they're kind of zoning out. Michelangelo's is one of his cheesy slices of pizza. It slips out of the pizza box and it lands on the court. And I mean, was it a real NBA player? I really don't know anything about it.
I don't.
It probably was.
Yeah, probably.
Anyway, he slips. Oh, and it's a bit of product placement too. He slips on a piece of pizza on his Nike.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, the ref makes a call, and he's like, "There's pizza on the court."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Hey, welcome to New York, buddy." I mean, it's not quite as good as the way I read it. I mean, if I had been cast, I would have probably done a better job than the ref who says it.
Yeah, the ref's just kind of like, "It's New York."
It's New York.
And that was funny. That made me chuckle.
And again, I want to stress, when I say it's funny, I don't mean it's actually funny. I mean, you cannot understand what a desert we're in right now. And any little droplet of water is good, you know?
Yeah.
And, it's like, this movie is a cactus, and we got to suckle from it just a little bit, you know?
We're pulling this cactus apart, trying to get to the sweet flesh inside.
Do you have any cactus, by the way?
No.
Oh, damn.
I like the bit where Will Arnett's character is the hero and whatever, and there's a scene where he's literally blowing up bags with his hot air.
Yeah.
And he's like, "I can't believe it. People want to buy these bags of my hot air."
I know. That's kind of, it's weird. That felt like an Arrested Development thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's like Job is selling bags of hot air. I don't know. you know? Just yeah.
I was surprised though, for something that's as outlandish of a joke as that is, that they put it in, it's
The movie has jokes in it.
Yeah.
They're not all funny, but there's and it's not just that the movie has like a lighter touch in terms of some of the script beats and whatever. The way that it's filmed, all the CGI mayhem, the bayhem, if you will, is still there.
That's a good word for it.
Yeah, well, that's what they call it. That's the official Bay Bro terminology.
I like that.
Bayhem, yeah.
Bayhem.
And I mean, he didn't direct, but I'm sure he was standing behind Dave Green.
Breathing down his neck.
Yeah.
Like that guy who stands behind Helga in Hey Arnold.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about that guy.
Yeah.
What's that guy's name?
I don't know, but he always gets punched.
Yeah, he's
right?
funny. Yeah, She's so violent.
Yeah, she's such a jerk.
It's actually not funny, is it?
No.
Helga was an abuser.
Helga Pataki.
Yeah, Helga Pataki. in the first one, the CGI mayhem is like it hurt to look at. And maybe in 3D it was a little bit more fun. I don't know, probably not. It was difficult to follow. It was difficult to look at. It was kind of muddy and yucky. And in this one, it's a lot more clear. And it feels lighter and it feels cartoonier, and not just in, but in the conception of the scenes. Like, I mean, I think the whole finale kind of floating fortressy kind of spinning.
Yeah. It's very Avengers.
Yeah, there's all
the things coming from the sky.
Yeah, when that started to happen, it was like every movie around that time would just have some sort of spinning vortex that was sucking things up in the sky.
Yeah,
yeah. I remember. I think it was the Ghostbusters, the Ghostbusters reboot. And maybe Suicide Squad came out around the same time, and I'm pretty sure I saw those.
Suicide Squad definitely had one.
I think I saw those on the same day, like just because I think, and then was probably in like a 2 or 3 week depression after that.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah, I probably got really blasted and like went to those alone. Yeah, pretty cool, huh? This is what I was doing in the mid 2010s.
Hey,
it's pretty cool.
It was a dark time for all of us.
Yeah, it was actually right before the dark time, the actual dark time, wasn't it? Of like whatever 2016. Wait, when was that? I don't remember.
Trump?
Yeah.
I guess it must have been 2016.
It felt bad, but in retrospect, it was really funny.
Because Biden won in 2020, or did they postpone the election a year or something?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I forget.
Who cares?
Will. I know we just had you on.
Will, could you fact check basic events that happened not that long ago? No, it doesn't matter. They're just decisions like with those two movies they ended with the spinning spiral, and I thought I was going crazy. It's just all This one, like, it's a little bit more colorful than that. It's very cartoony, especially like with the kind of the betrayals of all the bad guys, and like Shredder going up to Krang being like, we can lead together, and then Krang just freezes him and puts him in his little collection of like other Shredder type guys in his like floating spaceship thing, and that whole scene I think is pretty bloated and not that great, but a lot of the other action is pretty solid. Like they have the awesome TMNT garbage truck.
Yep.
Like command center on wheels
that shoots manholes.
Yeah, right. Just like the toy.
Super cartoony.
Yeah,
it's got
cartoony.
2 arms that extend on either side that use nunchucks.
Yeah, it's goofy.
It's goofy. It's goofy fun.
Yeah, and really, that's all I have to say about it.
And like we were saying with the older movies with the people in suits, and then they're trying to fight Taka and Razor. Mm-hmm. Because this is all CGI, for better or for worse, you do get a lot of physical impact between the turtles and Bebop and Rocksteady. Like there are moments where Rocksteady's kind of charging through places, and you actually get to see him do it. You know what I mean? Like you never really got to see Taka and Razor do all that much because they were
physically incapable of doing anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we do get some of that bayhem. In the end, I think it's Casey Jones who kind of incapacitates Bebop and Rocksteady.
Yes.
I was kind of looking forward to more of like, the turtles just kind of wailing on him. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I wanted to see more of that for sure. Their transformation scene was kind of funny too, like when they're like Bebop and Rocksteady, right?
Yeah.
When they're getting injected, but not as fun, or had it been not CGI, I guess, you know, like the effects in this movie are fine. And it is funny too, like I know we already kind of brought it up, but how much better the character models are for Bebop and Rocksteady than for the Turtles, you know?
Yes.
Like they had to stick with the designs. They couldn't just make them radically different.
They couldn't redo them
in between.
Yeah, no.
I guess
they could take away his bamboo smock, and
yeah,
they could
other stupid junk. Yeah,
yeah, but they couldn't do they could reduce the wetness.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there was a wetness dial, and they turned it down.
yeah. We'll get the corridor crew guy, the VFX guys who are like VFX artists react. I'm sure we could ask them about the wetness dial. It's just like make it 30% less wet.
And they input it in the computer.
It makes a big sound. Yeah.
So they look like if we got a movie where the Turtles had the kind of art style that Bebop and Rocksteady had in this movie. Mm-hmm. I think it would easily get bumped up like a whole point.
Yeah, best picture, I'm thinking.
That's what it's 1 point shy of.
Yeah, it's 1 point shy at least of a nomination.
Yeah.
Did you notice at the beginning the Alibaba Pictures logo?
No.
No, I thought that was kind of funny. It's the big like Chinese e-commerce. It's like China's like Amazon, basically.
Oh, okay.
And they have invested in a number of like Hollywood projects that I guess, with the idea of being like movies that are going to be big hits in China as well. So like Mission Impossible Rogue Nation around the same time. I think actually Mission Impossible Fallout as well. Star Trek Beyond, Ninja Turtles. A couple of like in addition to big Chinese projects like The Wandering Earth and like other big sci-fi movies.
Well, this movie wasn't as successful as the last one.
No.
It still made money, but not quite as much. And I think that's why,
they scuttled it.
They put the manhole cover back on.
Yeah, and sealed it tight. Yeah, because everybody signed up for a 3-picture deal, but it wasn't worth it. And it's good they didn't. They ended
on a high note.
They ended on an improvement.
Yeah.
It is an improvement. And I guess the series from there, I guess this is the next one, right?
It went into hibernation.
I know you're going on a nice vacation. You probably won't want to watch, Batman versus Ninja Turtles. Or there's one other movie too that came out like after this, like an animated one that's like a pilot for a TV show or something. I'm not going to watch that. I might take a look at the Batman one. I mean,
I might see Mutant Mayhem in theaters while I'm abroad.
Yeah, we'll have to figure out when. Oh, so maybe I'll just see it then myself. Yeah. Or I'll drag somebody to it. Yeah. Hey, if you're a listener of the podcast and you want to be physically dragged by me to the movie, write in the podcast, franchiseespod@gmail.com.
If you're the first one, you're going to get the photos and they will read anything you want to say,
Anything you want to say. And one free ticket to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem, which I will spend my hard-earned scene points on. Cineplex scene points. Just for you. So if you want to see that movie with me in the next, I don't know, when would we be recording that? 2 or 3 weeks?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, whatever. Just, drop me a line. Yeah.
And if you want to see it with me and you live in either Romania, Switzerland, or France, in Switzerland, Lausanne, France, Paris, Romania, Constanza.
What?
Drop me a line. And we'll go see some Mutant Mayhem in Europe. That's what they're going to do in the sequel, The Sewers of Paris.
Drop your top 5 Romanian cities.
Top 5 Romanian cities?
Yeah, what do you got?
Destinations?
Same, either or, yeah.
Well, you gotta go visit Constanza, my birthplace.
Oh, wow,
yeah,
cool. Costanza.
George Costanza.
George Costanza.
Yeah.
That explains a couple of things. He's not a George. If anyone looks like George Costanza, it's me. Okay. In fact, my dad looked so much like George Costanza during the run of Seinfeld that small child approached him at an airport and asked if he was George Costanza. And my dad said yes.
Kind of the opposite thing happened to me when I was in grade 7. I was just walking down the street and 2 guys in a convertible pulled up to me and went, "Are you the boy from About a Boy?" I was like, "No, he's British. What the hell would he be doing here?"
I'm trying to imagine you younger and like without a beard and everything, and like
I think
you don't really look like Nicholas Hoult.
No, I think I looked more like young Nicholas Hoult when I was young.
Because he has the kind of like longer hair.
I think it was maybe the haircut and maybe, I don't know, but either way, are you the boy from About a Boy?
Are you the boy from About a Boy? That's so I read that book for some reason.
Nice.
No, it's not that good.
I read High Fidelity.
High Fidelity's I did read that. That's more,
better?
That's more my speed, yeah.
Cool.
I like that movie too, actually. It's pretty funny.
It is a good movie.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Yeah. We could do it as part of the High Fidelity franchise.
Sure.
Because they made that show.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. The High franchise. High Maintenance, How High. So all the weed stuff and then High Fidelity.
Sky High.
Sky High. Yeah, of course.
Anyway, back to top Romanian destinations.
Top 5 Romanian destinations.
Okay, so your birthplace, Costanza.
You got to go there.
Okay.
And then there's the town where we mostly lived when I was a kid called Novodar. And you don't really need to go there.
Mm-hmm.
But between them, there's like a really thin strip that they're kind of like, since I was a kid, they've been trying to kind of develop it into like kind of like a South Beach, Miami strip, but they're getting it wrong. You know, it's like kind of corrupted Eastern European South Beach called Mamaia.
Okay.
I think that's worth seeing just for like the craziness of it.
Okay.
And then obviously you've got, I don't know where to recommend but you've got the Carpathians in the North Transylvania.
Naturally.
You could go to, Dracula's castle.
Cool.
You could go there.
Is it free?
No.
Do you have to pay?
Nothing is free in Romania.
Oh, okay. I guess I shouldn't have asked. I shouldn't have asked.
You have to pay with blood.
Wash your necks. the Mr. Burns asked us to wash our necks.
And there's a cool city in the north that I've never been to, but it's called Cluj.
Oh, I know. I've heard about that. Yeah, I've heard about that.
And at one point, it was like voted one of Europe's like most sought after cultural centers or something like that. So I don't know how many that is, but those are my picks.
Okay.
Al's
I
Romanian
realized
picks.
what I should have done is said, "Oh, should we introduce this with a theme song?" So we're gonna have to do it at the end.
Yeah.
So that was Alex's top 5 Romanian picks.
Or you could just do the Numa Numa Ye song.
Oh, is that a Romanian song?
It's Moldovan, but it's Romanian.
It's pretty close.
It's in Romanian.
Right.
Yeah.
It's in Romanian language.
But it's
right.
Moldova used to be part of Romania.
No, what?
Yeah.
You're telling me this for the first time.
It's a good thing you're sitting down.
Okay, great. Well, then we'll play that at some point over this conversation that we were just having.
But that would be fun.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. We'll see if it works. We'll see if it works. Okay, great. Where do we go from here? I mean, what else do we have to say about this movie? Let's wrap up talking about the movie, and then we'll shoot the shit for a little bit, and then we'll do something else.
Okay.
Yeah.
No Johnny Knoxville.
Mm-mm.
He's fucking gone. He's been replaced by the guy who did the motion capture.
Mm-hmm. I bet he probably felt good about that.
Yeah. And the guy who does the motion capture, honestly, his voice, he doesn't sound like a teen either, but he sounds younger than Johnny Knoxville.
Well, yeah, even just because it's not as recognizable, Yes. He sounds, different. He's not bad, but in general, like the voices are pretty much the same, like throughout this movie. But I do think the performers like are clearly having a bit more fun, and that's coming through in kind of some of the jokey dialogue, right?
maybe, and this is just hypothesizing, but kind of very fittingly, you were saying, you know, in the first one, they were kind of treated like second-class citizens in comparison to Megan Fox and Will Arnett. And ironically, this one's called Out of the Shadows. You know, it's about the turtles being accepted by New York City as the heroes they are.
Yes.
And it's like the movie, the production itself was maybe treated the motion capture and voice artists better than it did in the previous one.
I'm just going to choose to believe that that's true.
Makes you feel kind of nice, right?
Yeah, it does. It does. And yeah, you know, Megan Fox and Will Arnett don't have as much to do in this one. There's more turtles, it seems, I thought, right?
Definitely Will Arnett. Will Arnett definitely takes a bit of a backseat.
Yeah.
And his bits are funny.
And Megan Fox has that big scene at the beginning where she's like, you know, with the blonde wig, and she's trying to get sensitive information from...
She looks so good in the blonde wig.
That did it for you, hey?
She can get sensitive
Alex
information
is gritting
out
his
of
teeth.
me.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's such a funny... It's a real, like, Megan Fox is a killer babe moment, because she has the blonde wig, and she has to get close enough to Tyler Perry's Stockton Rush character to get to like copy data from his device or something. But then some other guy comes and takes his device, so she has to follow him. But she has to change her appearance, right? So she takes off the wig and this coat, and she becomes like in a schoolgirl outfit, you know, like an old schoolgirl who flunked a couple of grades, and she gets all flirty with him and taking a picture or something, and gets the whatever. That's their little Mission Impossible sequence.
Yeah, and thank you for reminding me, because even it's a whole like little caper bit, and there's a caper later on too, where they have to kind of sneak into the police headquarters to get something. Yeah. And it's almost like a little fun. It's low stakes for us watching it, but they do the whole like we're pulling off a heist or whatever, and they have like the music and stuff, and yeah, it's fun. You know, the first movie didn't have stuff like that.
No, the first movie is negative fun, zero fun, a vacuum of fun.
Yeah,
and this movie has a little bit of fun.
Yeah,
you know,
the plot itself, like in the first movie, William Fichtner and Shredder, they were going to release a toxin into New York and then sell the antidote. Yawn.
Great idea.
Boring.
Yeah.
This one, Krang, a brain creature.
This one, Krang, period.
Yeah.
Krang is here. It's funny.
I don't even really remember what Krang wants to do.
I don't know.
But Krang's there. Bebop and Rocksteady are there.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun.
It's more stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's directed with a lighter tone, lighter touch. The action is more coherent, you know.
Less wet rat.
Way less wet rat. Yeah. He gets a couple of things to do, but not much really. It doesn't matter. Anyway, I didn't really like this movie that much. I'd be honest, but you know, if we had said it was a 1 out of 5, the first one, you know, this is like a 2, possibly a generous 2.5.
Yeah, well, I was going to ask how many Krangs out of 5 you would give it.
I would give it 2 Krangs. The idea of having 2 Krangs is very funny.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some episode where that happens, like of the TV show.
Right.
Yeah. But anyway, 2 Krangs. Or 2.5 Krangs. I'm feeling generous.
I would give it 2.5 Krangs.
Yeah.
I would give it 2.5 Krangs. It's about all I can say, you know.
Yeah.
You know, we were talking about like 3.5 star movies, but
the ideal
3.5. The ideal 3.5. This is like the ideal 2.5.
Yeah, 2.5 positive, not not complimentary, not derogatory.
You kind of know it's going to be mostly bad.
Yeah.
But then it's not, you know, as bad. And
no,
you're like, okay, cool. 2.5 Krangs.
It's the best of the last 3 we've done. Like including this one, right? So yeah.
How do you think it fares against Secret of the Ooze? Because that's the other one where that's kind of the 2 other mutants fighting against these guys.
I mean,
because like I want to like Secret of the Ooze more, but it's not that.
The practice of actually watching it wasn't fun.
Yeah,
but I didn't have fun watching this either. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't really have fun.
I think I might
if
have
I'm
had more
being
fun
honest.
watching this than Secret of the Ooze, unfortunately. I mean, Secret of the Ooze has the Vanilla Ice dance sequence.
Yeah, that's fun. It's fun because he dances.
Yeah.
And because he's, at the time, the most complicated animatronic that Jim Henson Creature Shop had ever made.
Yeah. And also, I did fact check. He did date Madonna. They dated.
Oh,
Vanilla Ice.
that's awesome.
They
Good for him.
Good for both of them.
No, I don't think so. He's a puppet. He's literally a puppet.
Yeah,
can't be really that fun, right?
Lucky puppet.
Will and I hung out last night, and he crashed at my place, and we watched "If Footmen Tire You, What Will Horses Do," which is a Christian propaganda film from the 70s.
Cool.
That was directed by Ron Ormond, the Ormond family, and who had made like exploitation films before that, right? And so it is the hardest Christian propaganda film you will see. It is disturbing. It is very funny, and
where'd you watch it?
I have the Blu-ray. They just put out a new set, and I had heard about these films for a long time. He made 3 films with this Reverend Estes W. Perkle.
Estes.
Yeah, I know. I think I'm saying that right. Who is like a real. He could get me to do anything. I actually am thinking about being a born again Christian now.
Cool.
And I had heard about this like years ago. I don't know, probably like 2018 on the Important Cinema Club podcast. Shout out! You should listen to that. If you listen to this, you probably already found that and listened to that. It's very good.
And if you know those guys, tell them to come on our pod.
Oh yeah, I don't think they want to do that.
Oh, what? We ain't important enough for you?
Probably not. I got some important cinema for you right here.
Out of the shadows.
Out of the shadows. Great. Yeah, listen to our episode about Paranormal Activity, the fucking ghost dimension. Well, who knows? Anything is possible, right? Anything is possible.
Can I borrow that Blu-ray?
Oh yeah, so it's like 53 minutes. So it was a little late. Wanted to just watch something quick. Yeah. I'd watch it again. I'd watch it again with you. Yeah, great, it's really good. And I'd like to watch the other ones too. He made there's like I don't know 10, 13 movies on this set, but I think they made 3 together with this evil reverend. Cool. And it's fun to laugh at. It's like it's about communism too, right? Which is really funny. Yeah, the evil communist menace. Christianity is bad. Communism is good. Give up. Give up. That's a great part of the movie.
Do these things seem far-fetched to you? If you lived in Russia or China or Cuba, they would not seem so. The citizens of these countries for many years have felt the iron heel of communism upon their daily lives. And unless we have some rapid changes in our country, our easygoing life of 40 hours a week workload and 2 or 3 weeks of paid vacation a year will soon be over. We too will be on the same schedule of every communist nation on earth. You will be at work by 5 o'clock in the morning. You'll work until 8 o'clock at night. You'll be forced to work under armed guards continually. You won't work 5 days a week. You won't work 6 days a week. Instead, you'll work 7 days a week, 363 days out of the year. You'll only have 2 days a year off. Those 2 days will be used to praise the communist takeover. Time will weigh heavy upon you, and the hands of the clock will seem to stand still. Even heavier on your heart will be the memory of seeing children lying dead in the streets.
But it was fun to finally watch it after hearing about it so much all these years. And I definitely recommend that to anybody. I think Nicholas Winding Refn actually had a instrumental in like restoring it. And
he's one of our favorite filmmakers.
we love his movie. What's his worst movie? I don't know. Only God Forgives or something.
Yeah. I saw that.
Shout out to some friends who have a band called Only God Forgives. I know at least Shelby and Erica are in it. I don't remember who else is in it. But I saw Shelby today. So, hey, if you're listening, Only God Forgives. The band, forget the movie.
Good. The band, good.
Go see the band. Forget the movie.
The movie. I
don't know. I need to see it again. I didn't like it at the time, though.
Me neither.
Yeah.
I saw it in theaters.
Yeah, same. I dragged some people to.
I like Neon Demon, though. I had fun in Neon Demon.
No, I didn't really like that one either. But I don't know. Maybe I just need to see it again.
Maybe he sucks.
Yeah. Well, he's been doing TV shows, right? Like he had if you make a TV show, this is something I remember actually also hearing in the Important Cinema Club. I think it was Justin who said it, but you make a TV show instead of a movie, very unlikely that I'm going to actually sit down and watch it. I'm sorry, unless your name is David Lynch or maybe Steven Soderbergh, who also just put out like 2 shows.
Yeah, I haven't seen him.
Yeah, sorry. But apparently, Copenhagen Cowboy was like the more recent one. I think, what was it? What's the other one called? It's like Too Old to Die Young or something?
Yeah,
something with Miles Teller?
Yeah, like a paradoxical
Maybe
name
we
like
should
that
watch
or
that.
something. Well, no. I don't like Miles Teller. I don't want to watch that.
I really don't like Miles Teller. You're right.
The show.
But what if he is like...
What if he dies
degraded?
A lot?
Yeah.
What if he, like every episode he dies, and
cool.
that's the show?
Yeah, maybe.
But he's too old to die young.
Yeah, maybe he gets the shit kicked out of him every ep.
Oh, I'm picturing it now.
Dreaming it,
and it's real.
Yeah, of course. He's method.
Yeah. Speaking of TV.
Yeah.
Did you watch the new How To of John Wilson episode?
No. Was it good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's back, baby.
He's back.
He's back with his camera.
I do like him, and I will watch that show.
Yeah.
That show makes me angry, though. It's like, yeah, I should. I mean, I could have done that.
Well, it's the last season, and, there's clearly an appetite for it.
Well, and he's not going to do anything ever again.
No.
Like, his show is over, so
he's done. They're shooting him into space.
Yeah, goodbye. How to die in space with John Wilson.
That's the finale.
Yeah, that'd be great.
But you should just step in those shoes.
Yeah, I'm kind of the John Wilson of Toronto,
Canada.
Everybody of Toronto because he's John Wilson in like New York.
Right.
I'm really the John Wilson of Toronto. Everyone's been saying that.
Yeah.
You constantly see me walking around with my Blackmagic 4K. Filming street scenes, and poetic little clips and bits that I then edit together and do my little narration over it and try to make profound points that sometimes connect and sometimes fall a little flat.
Yeah,
that's my job. Toronto's John Wilson.
Yeah,
yeah.
I could see it. Next week, we're wrapping up the Turtles.
It's crazy. It's that fast.
Mutant Mayhem. They kind of came and went.
Yeah.
And we're going to be announcing the next franchise.
Next week. I guess we got to wait till next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you guys, you're gonna like this.
Well, if we can tease it a little bit, let's say that it's a big one.
Yes.
It's the biggest one we've done in terms of number of films.
Yes.
Yes.
100% is.
Yes.
Possibly in terms of revenue too. Like,
I mean, maybe
that series made money.
I don't know. Do you think that's? But I mean,
yeah,
we don't know. We could sit here and try to think about it, but the answer is we don't know, and we're not going to know.
We'll look it up at some point.
But
again, this is for the people who were like, you guys did too many good franchises. Mm-hmm. These don't count. Mm-hmm. We're doing a big Moby Dick bastard of a franchise.
Well, I know you keep saying that, but I think this is going to be pretty. I think it's going to go down pretty easy.
Yeah,
I think it's actually not. I think it's going to be fun, and I think especially.
I think it'll be fun. I do hate these movies.
Okay, good. Well, see, I haven't seen a lot of them. The other thing too is we're definitely gonna be having some guests on for these ones. I think when we can, if we can. We should definitely try to make efforts to see them together with the guests.
Yes.
Because I do think that, again, not to spoil it, that this genre, this type of film benefits from that type of communal experience.
Absolutely. What could it be?
That means it's either a comedy or a horror movie. That's what people say when they mean
musicals.
Yeah, sing-a-ling-a-ling.
There actually aren't many musical franchises, huh?
I don't know, not really. Yeah, they're kind of like one-offs. They're kind of big, epic, like one-off.
I don't like that.
Right?
I think they should franchise musicals.
Like what? I put you on the spot.
Well, I mean, Frozen. They're both musicals, right?
All Disney movies are almost all of them are musicals. Yeah.
Okay. Well, Hamilton too.
Sure. Can't wait. Yeah. I mean, they did film They did film Hamilton, and I did watch it with my parents and their friends. And I really didn't. That was tough.
I don't like that play.
It was rough, man.
Aaron Burr, sir. Your coat's made of fur.
I mean, like, listen, you know, we're not the first people to make the observation that Hamilton sucks, or that Hamilton as like a piece of media like became so instantly outdated, like so you know, like within a few years. Like I think, well, and it's also okay, fine, we're going to talk about it a little bit. It's also like a great example of that medium, like big Broadway show, where it comes out and the only people that get to see it for years are the people who live in certain cities and spend and can afford to go see it, like hundreds of dollars to go see it.
Yeah.
And I think that there is a bit of a bias there where you like it, you know, unless you're, you know, I'm not saying people don't think critically. I'm sure they do. Nobody thinks critically except you and me.
Yeah. It's honestly exhausting.
It's hard, isn't it?
Yeah. I have to think critically for everyone I know.
I know. It's tough. But I do think that the people who spend $400 to go see Hamilton each, when they come out of it, they go, yeah, that was great. Yeah, I really like that. Cool. My name is Alexander Hamilton. I was Hamilton. I can't rap. I don't know. But you know how it goes.
Yeah.
And then, you know, and then the soundtrack, and then like, and I just remember this, like when the soundtrack came out, and, you know, all of the like policy wonk, like political science nerds I went to school with were like obsessed with it. And I was like, it just can't be good. Right.
Yeah.
And then I listened to the soundtrack and I was like, oh yeah, okay. No, it's not. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm right.
Yeah.
I'm always right. But then I did watch it. I wanted to see what it was all about. And by the time that like live action Disney, whatever, the film of the play came out, I think it was really too late to like have an honest opinion about it that wasn't influenced by.
It was sullied.
Yeah, it was sullied.
Yeah.
It's terrible. It's
not for me.
It's terrible.
I don't like it very much either.
Yeah. Here's my Rap and Ronnie Reagan tape. well. I don't know. It's just dumb. Anyway, you heard it here first. Hamilton is kind of dated. Kind of sucks.
We don't like Hamilton.
Yeah.
You could tell we're hateful people.
Yeah, we're haters. Yeah. Loved Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows
though. And they speaking of music, they closed the movie with the Turtles theme song.
They're
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Like, it's fun. They fun. Nodded to it. Heroes in a Half Shell.
Yeah, Turtle Power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas the last one ended again with like I don't know if it was by him, but it sounded like, you know, a Mike Shinoda-esque rap song called Shell Shocked or something like that. It was
really bad.
Yeah.
Really bad. Yeah.
You know Mike Shinoda? He's the guy who raps in Linkin Park.
Oh.
Yeah. And then he was in the group Fort Minor, and they had that song, Remember the Name. This is 10% luck, 20% skill. It's like one of those kinds of rap songs, like I Work So Hard rap.
Yeah.
You would have you'd get a kick out of it. You should listen to it.
I should get into that. Yeah, I do. Well, in addition to our, you know, my punk band, Punk Giamatti, I do think I could probably start a rap career as well.
Let's make a rap musical about the franchisees.
about the creation of the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Paranormal Activity.
Yeah.
All these movies, they're not for me.
That was pretty good. Okay, wait, hang on. I'm going to take a long pause and think of something good, okay? But I'll edit it so that the pause is truncated, so it seems like I just came up with
It'll make it seem like it's off top.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay.
While you're doing that, can I just pull up? So my coworker, Julia, who insists on being on, I actually don't want to spoil the surprise, but she wants to be on a franchise later this year. Mm-hmm. She wants to be on.
Oh,
but
the new one, right?
I think any of them. I think she's just a big fan.
Awesome.
But she showed me this new Lil Uzi Vert song called "Flooded the Face," and for those people who are haters and say like, you know, rap is dead and whatnot.
Okay.
The first few lines of this song, I thought were. I mean, the whole song is really incredible. It's one of his top songs on Spotify.
Wait,
now.
who's this again?
Lil Uzi Vert.
Oh yeah, of course. I know who this is. Yes.
First of all, I fuck 8 bitches a day. How could you ever say Lil Uzi gay? Fuck 4 of them raw. Fuck 4 of them safe. Think I'm splitting the odds before you to debate. Don't want no pussy. Want oral today. Pull out your tongue and just twirl it, baby. She lick on my backwood in Prada, baby. Diamonds so wet like a swirly, baby. Got more than a 40 if I pulled out a tech with my boring shit. If I'm pouring, then you pouring and we pouring shit. I fuck you, bitch, on cam like a porno flick. I put diamonds everywhere. That's mortarous.
Okay.
It rocks. Flooded the Face.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't have to listen to it now because I think you did a really good rendition.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But that first bit about fucking 4 bitches raw and fucking 4 bitches.
So that's really funny because everyone we all talk about raw sex, getting a raw
dogged, if you will,
raw dick, getting raw dogged, doing it raw style, as we all say. But I never, and then what the opposite is, okay, the protected sex. But I've never, of course, it's not like what would be the word? It's like what is the opposite of raw? Safe.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. Cooked. That's what the opposite of raw. Yeah.
Crack me up.
Yeah. Good for him. Okay. Here. Okay. I got a good rhyme. Are you ready? Okay. Yeah. Shanghai noon, Shanghai nights. You don't dig these films? Go fly a kite. That's pretty good.
That's really good.
Yeah. That's pretty good. Godfather 1, Godfather 2, Godfather 3, poo pee pee poo. That was my rap for, Will was talking about Will Smith and the rap songs at the end of his movies.
Yeah.
For 10 Days of Pee, 10 Days of Poo.
Yeah, that one.
I talked about that on the show, right?
Maybe the show. I don't think on the show. I think we've referenced it on the show, but I think everyone's still dying to know.
Well, one of these days I'll tell you about it.
Yeah.
But the important part of 10 Days of Pee, 10 Days of Poo, which is a disaster film that is pretty much about what it sounds like it's about. It ends with a rap song, and it goes, black or white, Gentile or Jew, everybody pees and everybody poos. And if you don't think that applies to you, then pee pee poo poo pee pee poo. It's pretty good. So
that's
I
really
think,
good.
Who said they were? Q-Tip said he would do it.
Oh, really cool.
Yeah. I know Q-Tip. Yeah. I know a guy who calls himself Q-Tip. I don't know if he's the guy from Track.
He's white.
Well, I mean, he's white.
Yeah.
But, oh, shit. I made a huge mistake. You're right. You're right. Oh, well. Yeah. Anyway, I'm glad we got to rap.
Thank you, Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Pier Paolo Pasolini. Poo poo pee. It's all you. Whenever you don't remember something, you can just fill in pee and poo into your rap.
And Naked Weenies.
They're
all in
great.
his movies. Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to ghostwrite for Drake.
Really? That's funny. Which song? Which one? I Need a One Dance?
That's why I need a one dance.
No.
Do you know what's funny? I really do need a one dance these days. If someone could just give me a one dance, I would really appreciate that. Yeah.
I think we all could use a one dance.
That's what the song. That's why that song is so good.
Yeah.
You know what other song
taps
is
into
good?
A universal truth.
Is the
Flooded the Face by Lil Uzi Vert.
Passion Fruit song.
I don't know that
Passionate from Miles Away. Who doesn't want that?
Passionate from miles away.
I don't know that one.
Passionate from miles away.
I like the one where he sings about going home because we could all relate to that. We can all relate to going home.
Just hold on, we're going home.
Just hold on, we're going home.
Who doesn't like to go home? Yeah. No, do you know what my favorite Drake song is? And I mean, we'll end the episode with this.
Okay.
What's it called?
I like Headlines. You know Headlines?
No, what's that one?
This one where he's like,
I might be too strung out on compliments, overdosed on confidence.
I might be too strung out on compliments, overdose on confidence. You know that one?
Is that one of the ones you ghost wrote?
And that's just something they know. They know. That one.
Yeah.
Tuck my mop given in my shirt because I'm just mobbing like that. It's a fun song.
Know Yourself. Right?
Yes.
Yeah. I think that song is actually really good. I listen to that song in the shower to get pumped up every day.
That's the running through the 6 with my woes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. With my woes. It's great. Yeah, you know how that should go.
Oh, don't I know?
Oh, God, I need a one dance so bad.
I was running through the 6 with my woes. Yeah. I was running through the 6 with my woes. You know how that shit go. You know how that shit go.
Yeah. First of all, I fuck 8 bitches a day. How could you ever say Lil Uzi gay? Fuck 4 of them raw, fuck 4 of them safe. Think I'm splitting the odds, but for you to debate. Don't want no pussy, want oral.